Hi, my name is Alyssa Barnes, and I'm going to be discussing the case titled The Tax Return. This case presents a dilemma in which a manager at an accounting firm asks one of the tax associates to break the law by not including the winnings, the lottery winnings, of one of their clients. It begins by the manager, Vincent, asking Brenda, the associate, to come into his office to discuss the tax return. He asks her if she would be willing to, omit the lottery winnings from the tax return. Brenda isn't sure what to do. She's not sure how to answer because she knows that by omitting those lottery winnings, it's breaking the law, because the IRS rule on lottery winnings is that all lottery winnings should be included in income. She's put in a tough situation because Vincent also has told her that the firm values employees who are willing to be flexible on things like this. So she's not sure exactly how to answer him at this point. Stages 1 and 2 of Kohlberg's stages of moral development are said to be at the pre-conventional level. This means that a person making decisions within these two stages is making very self-centered decisions. The second stage in particular is titled Satisfying One's Own Needs, which means that rules are only important if by following them it benefits oneself. So if Brenda is making a decision within one of these two stages, she'll probably decide to go along with the manager and omit the lottery winnings. She'll decide to do this because by doing this, she could potentially be one of those valued members of the firm that Vincent was talking about. And she could also be afraid that if she doesn't conform to what Vincent wants, then she potentially could be fired. Stages 3 of this model are said to be at the conventional level. This means that rather than just looking completely inward, we start looking outward and trying to do what's best for others along with ourselves. Stage 3 in particular is titled Fairness to Others. So a person making decisions in this stage is going to make the decision that's perceived to be in the best interest of others. If Brenda decides to make her decision in one of these two stages, she might also decide to omit the lottery winnings. The reason she would do this is because it would make the manager happy that she was, omitting those lottery winnings for the client. And it would also make the client happy, which would keep that client as one of their, keep the business of that client. Stages 5 and 6 are at the conventional level. Stage 6 is known as Universal Ethical Principles. And it states in the book that a person in this stage believes that right and wrong are determined by these universal ethical principles that should be followed by everyone. If Brenda is making her decision within one of these two stages, she most likely will decide to include the lottery winnings on the client's tax return. The reason she'll do this is because she'll be thinking about what's ethical and not about what's best for herself. She won't think about the pressures from her manager, and she won't think about the pressures from the client. She'll make the decision solely based on what is right and ethical in this situation. And what is right and ethical in this situation is to include the lottery winnings in the client's tax return. This is a very difficult situation for Brenda. She should try, when she decides to include the lottery winnings, she should try to tell Vincent her decision in a way that will be pleasing to him, but that also will get the point across about how important it is to follow the tax laws. She should say that she values the firm, but that she also truly values following the law. She should let him know that by potentially being lenient on this small matter could lead to them being more and more lenient on matters of a bigger scale. And she should tell him that this could also potentially harm the reputation of the firm. If the IRS were to potentially audit the firm, or if word somehow got out that they were dishonest in this situation, they could lose the business of other firms, of other clients who are only willing to do business with honest firms. If I were Brenda and I initially omitted the lottery winnings the first year that Vincent asked me to omit the lottery winnings, and then Vincent came back and asked me to do it again the subsequent year, I feel like I'd be in a very tough situation. At this point, Vincent already thinks or knows that I will do whatever he says. No matter what laws I'm breaking, I'll just do what he asks me to do. At this point, it would be time to put my foot down. I made a mistake in the previous year by omitting those lottery winnings, and if I make that mistake again, it's obvious that I'll continuously be asked to either omit lottery winnings or do other things that are breaking the law. And I need to put my foot down and stop this very slippery downward slope that I would be on by telling Vincent that I'm not okay with omitting the lottery winnings. If you have any emails or questions or comments, please send me an email. And thank you for your time.